When you went to school, you learned how to read a book, but you probably didn't learn how to read a financial statement. And what's interesting is when you go to a banker for a car loan or for a mortgage, they don't ask you for your grade point average. They ask you lots of questions. And from those questions, they determine your cash flow statement and your net worth to determine whether or not they want to give you the loan. Wealthy families know the secrets of the rich. Here are just a few. First, let's just take a look at a balance sheet. We can see that at the top, there's income, your money comes in, expenses, money goes out. At the bottom, you have assets, that's things you own, and over here is liabilities, those are the people you owe money to. And so, let's take a look at the cash flow pattern of the poor. Poor people often get paid in cash, and the money comes in, and as fast as it comes in, it goes out to pay the rent, to buy food, to pay their cable bills. And in fact, if they get a tax return, or if they get a large sum of money, again, the money usually goes out right away. They'll buy a big screen TV or something. Now, middle class are a little bit different in that our income stream is pretty regular because we have our profession or our job and the money comes in. But then what we do is we go out and we buy things on credit. We buy houses on credit, we buy cars on credit, we buy trips on travel on credit, we buy gifts on credit, we buy clothes on credit, meals out on credit, and then we have to go from down here in that liability section, we eventually have to pay the bill over here as an expense. And so the big difference between the poor and the middle class is the middle class just has more stuff. Now the rich, they look at money totally differently. They're always looking at a way to create a bigger and bigger asset. So the second thing to notice is that the rich don't work for money. They don't want an income from a job. They want to get all their money coming up from an asset. So if you have, let's just say you have $100 a month coming in from an asset, you would need about $24,000 in the bank to generate $100 a month income. Let's just say you had $50,000 a year coming in from an asset. Well, you need about $1 million to generate $50,000 a year income. The third secret is that the rich don't pay taxes. Have you not just ever wondered, how do they do that? Well, it's because when you get paid from a profession or a job, you have your gross income, and then you don't even see it because your employer does it. They take all the taxes out, and you get paid on what's left. It's the net or the take-home. While the rich, they get 100%. They get all of their money from an asset. No taxes yet. And then as the money comes up, they've got this cool thing called a tax filter. And what it is, it's all the things they get to write off. So let's just say they have $50,000 a year coming in from an asset. Well, they get all that money, and then they can write off new investments, their cell phone, their computer, internet service provider, cars, business travel, business meals, business entertainment, and more. And so it's pretty logical that they could have $30,000 of write-offs that go through that filter so that they end up only paying taxes on the $20,000 that's left. Do you need a tax filter? The fourth secret is that the rich mind their own business. Now, this is pretty confusing for the average person because I'll often ask people, what are you doing to mind your business? And they'll look at me and they'll tell me, well, I'm a teacher, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a plumber, I'm a custodian. I'll say, no, that's your profession. What are you doing to build a bigger and bigger asset? What are you doing to mind your own business? From my 30 years of investing and experience, I've come up with only two paths that the average person can take where they can create a large asset basically from sweat equity. What is sweat equity? Sweat equity is rolling up your sleeves. And the two choices are either to get involved in real estate and buying properties and renting them out, or to start a home-based business. I want to talk to you about starting a home-based business. And one of the great things is that the day you begin is the day that you get access to that tax filter. The day you begin is the day that you begin on a new path towards a new direction for your life. There's a lot of negative news in the media these days, but there are some positive global trends that could stack the odds in your favor for becoming financially secure and maybe even financially free. Come with me. Let's take a look at some of these positive global trends.